Good morning, teachers and students. This morning I wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about some events that have been occurring over the weekend and have led themselves to our campus today. First and foremost, I want you to know that every precaution has been taken to ensure that everyone, teachers, students, staff members, that we're all safe. That's why you see an increased police presence today. I also want to take a moment to thank all of the students and parents who took the time to email, to text, to reach out, to say something to someone about the Facebook post that occurred on yesterday. That's important. I appreciate those of you who did that. It's not a time to sit by idly and say nothing. You saw something and you said something. So we do appreciate that, because we can't take things for granted. We can't take them lightly, and so we must assume any threat is a serious threat. So thank you for doing that. I'm going to ask any student who sees anything like that, please share that information with myself, any administrator, any officer, so that we can make sure we respond appropriately. Once we received the message on yesterday, we did contact Cleveland Police Department, our school district officials, to make sure that we put a plan in place. So for the remainder of this week, we're going to see some tighter limitations on what we're allowed to do as a campus. I want you to understand that the measures we're putting in place are to ensure that everybody is safe. This is not a punishment. This is not jail. This is to make sure that each and every one of us, everybody here, is able to go home every day to their family safely. Again, we don't know who this person was. Although it was a fake page, there was a real person behind it. So we're going to assume this person is somewhere out there, and we got to make sure that we stay safe. So to that end, we're going to change a few things. The first thing we're going to change is the bell schedule. Today and tomorrow we're going to be on a modified block schedule, which means we're going to go to 4 classes today, 4 classes tomorrow. Your teachers are going to share more information about the bell schedule during first period, but we will rotate through 4 periods today, not 7. You'll pick up the other classes on tomorrow. VOTEC students, you will now be picked up on Wolf Lane. So the buses will come from the back of the building behind buildings A and B, where buses normally load and drop off, and they're going to come right out there by the athletic parking lot and the weight room. You all will be picked up there. Myself, Coach Cotton, Mr. Stevens, Officer Taylor, or Officer Reed, there will be someone there at all times for pickup and drop-offs to make sure that you guys are picked up and dropped off safely. We're also going to dismiss slightly earlier for those students who have to get on the VOTEC bus to make sure everyone gets on the bus in a timely manner. Athletics practice has been canceled for after school today. Unless your coach reaches out and says something different, but you will not have your athletic block today. So that's coach's discretion. Those coaches are talking to Coach Fletcher and Coach Woodard on their plan. So your coaches will give you more information. Breakfast and lunch for the remainder of the week is going to be delivered to the classes. So Miss Sharon and her team are working. We'll have the boxes with your lunch in it. Just make sure you write down your name each morning and each afternoon before your breakfast and lunch. But it will be brought to you to your classes. This isn't long term, and I know we missed that socialization period, but until we can ensure that everything is in a place where we can run back normally, we're going to take these parameters. We're going to continue with the staggered class change. What that means is the bell does not dismiss you, excuse me. In fact, the bells are turned off for now. So we will make the announcement when buildings will rotate. When you rotate, at that time, there's going to be enough time in there for young men and young ladies to use the restroom, because we're going to only allow a few to rotate at a time. So my recommendation to you, use the restroom during your rotation period. You're not going to class asking for a pass. First 10 minutes, last 10 minutes, whatever minutes. You need to use the restroom, take care of personal business during the rotation time. So we're going to allow that. Beverages, food, and all that stuff, you need to put it up. If you're sitting in class and you're drinking something, that's going to cause you to have to go to the restroom. So teachers, I'm going to ask you to make sure they're not sitting in your class with tea, with sodas, with water, anything that's going to encourage them having to go to the restroom. Just a few reminders as well. Hoods, you can wear your hoodies, however the hood should not be on your head. That's a complete statement. Hats as well. I have one student that I am aware of that has permission for his hat and sunglasses because of an injury. Other than that, no hoods, no hats, no shades. I've seen some young men wearing shades lately. You wear your shades outside, not in the building. If we see them, we're taking them. Not take them off, I'm taking them, because you know you're not allowed to have that in the building. AirPods and headphones, that's a safety issue. If you're walking around and something's in your ear and you can't hear us, that's going to pose a problem for you if we're trying to communicate and you can't hear us. So make sure you take those things out. If you have any questions about anything, talk to your teachers. This is not a time to be upset, to be riled, or to be anxious. We're trying to maintain the calm so that we can ensure everyone's safety. So again, respect the law enforcement officials who are on campus. We have an additional person, Mr. Sparks, who's here to help as well. He'll be passing throughout the buildings with Mr. Stevens. You'll see the administrators out, but all in an effort to make sure that everyone is safe. And if you have anything that you need to report, please continue to email. You can send a message, send a text, whatever you need to do. We're going to ask that teachers not send you to the office, because administrators and counselors are likely not to be in the office. So if you say, hey, I need to go talk to Ms. Johnson, email Ms. Johnson, email Coach Cotton, email Mr. Davis or Dr. Wardlow, and let us know what's going on. Have a happy and safe Monday, and we'll see you out in the hallways.